So I think we can start. And I'm happy to see all of you again. And I think at least everyone that I see now, I know. Yeah. But probably there are also some new people. So we are starting our journey into emptiness. And I was making a plan. I was writing a plan for this session. And then I wrote on a sheet of paper, I wrote Facets of Emptiness. And then the first point that I wrote for my plan was nothing concrete. And so it was basically it. In general, I felt it was pretty much enough. Then I decided that, well, maybe that's not enough, but maybe I need to elaborate a little bit. So I added some points. I added like nothing, just nothing, you know, non-thought, void, absence, yeah. Then I decided that that's already too much, you know, too much of an emptiness, yeah, too much, yeah. No need. So, in general, even the very name of this course, Facets of Emptiness, is very strange. Yeah, how emptiness can have facets? Yeah, but for example, we are going to explore thoughts, and as you know, as Rinpoche was teaching, he was using an expression: you look right into the face of a thought. Yeah. And does a thought have a face? No. Because I was thinking, yeah, but usually we see our thoughts from the rear, you know. When they already have passed, then we start to see them. So if a thought has a face, so it probably has a rear. And that's what we usually see in our thoughts. They're rare. Not a nice view, no. Maybe somebody might admire, but in general, we wouldn't like if somebody was showing us their rares, no? Okay. So, but we start with sitting comfortably and enjoying our position. So let's not start immediately with trying to do something like being spiritual. Let's first feel the ground, and how we feel the ground. With what do we feel the ground with? With our rear, yeah, basically. So let's feel how we sit. Yeah? Feel the ground. And also in Russian language, we have an expression for a kind of a vague intuition. And this intuition is explained as, I feel it with my ass. Yeah. So we have a kind of a special sensors in our ass, and usually what we feel with our ass is the problems. Yeah. How do you know there would be problems? Yeah, I feel it with my ass. Yeah. So, but let's feel our chair. Let's feel our ground. I don't say that universal ground like Kunshi. That we still have to explore later. But now we feel just ground where we are sitting. And try to feel it's nice, no? Try to feel. You know, Abhidharma is not complete. We have to add one more sense to that. Yeah. And we sense the ground, and we can feel it's nice, no? We can move a little bit and feel the ground, and we can feel it's pleasant, no? Try. It's not always problems that we sense with our asses, no? Yeah, I see. Some are enjoying. Emily is enjoying. I can see. Yeah, really. But some people are still, you know, reserved. So you can feel, you can move a little bit. I feel. Yeah. Glenn is joining. Really, I can see that. Yeah. Some other people also. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. We are in lockdown. Nobody can come. So at least we can enjoy ourselves, no? Yeah, you see, this is called interdependence. We are just slightly moving our ass upon our chair, but the smile is coming to our face, no? No, this is called the interdependence, is pratitya samutpada. Yeah. Dependent origination. Okay. So, and now we feel comfortable and stable and nice. And this is a good starting point. No? For doing practice, it's a good starting point. Not a kind of a distress that we are running into the gompa after being stuck in a traffic jam. And then we immediately start to do something spiritual and important. But instead we enjoy. And we can stretch our body a little bit, and particularly for those for who it's early morning. For some of you, it's early morning. I don't see yet anyone from London or from Tenerife, but at least in Europe, it's still 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So you can stretch a little bit. Also in Australia, it's been a hard day, no? It's been a hard day, being locked down for the whole day. Yeah, it's hard. So you can stretch a little bit. Enjoy. You're stretching, you can enjoy. It's not only your rear that can feel pleasure, no? Other parts of your bodies are also quite sensitive. Not as much, but still. Yeah, good. Good, yeah. And now we are going to enjoy Guru Yoga. And we don't try really, but we can enjoy just being mindful, just being present. We can enjoy the sounds that we are making. The vibration in our body is quite pleasant when we are making sound. You know? So we make a sound of ah, and we imagine our presence as a white ah in a 5-colored sphere. It's not that we imagine the presence of white ah here, but we imagine our presence. It means we are present as a white ah in a 5-colored sphere here. We are present like that. Not white ah is present for us, yeah? And we are watching like CCTV, these cameras, yeah? And we are watching this. No, but we are present like this here in the center. That's the point. And then we relax, but this presence still continues without an effort. Okay. So when we feel present, we can start noticing thoughts. So check if you are noticing thoughts. Check if you have many thoughts or you have few thoughts. Check if your thoughts are fast or slow. Check if your thoughts are fully articulated or vague and unclear. Check if you can see if your thoughts are in some particular direction. Are they in front of you? Are they behind you? To the right, to the left? Maybe it depends upon your political orientation. So if you're more leftist, that maybe your thoughts will be on the left from you. If you're more conservative, maybe on the right, but maybe vice versa, then maybe this is the way to discover your true political identity. Maybe there can be thoughts behind. Check if you have thoughts behind you, above and below. Can you identify any direction? or where your thoughts are. Are your thoughts more like words, or are they more like images? Or maybe they are just vague sensations, and it's not really yet clear if they are words or images. Notice if your thoughts create some particular vision, like memories or fantasies. Is the flow of your thoughts continuous or discrete? Interrupts from time to time, or it never interrupts? Do you have your thoughts in your head, or do you have them at some other place? Do you have thoughts in your heart or in your rear? Or they are outside of your body? Just explore if you like your thoughts or you don't like your thoughts. How is your reaction? If you have a nice thoughts, check if you want to repeat it. If you have an ugly thought, check if you want to reject it and never have again. Do your thoughts have shape and color? Do they have an odor or a flavor? Do your thoughts drive you somewhere and you get lost there? Or you're always present and your thoughts are not conditioning you too much? Okay, let's relax. Maybe you relax, but nothing changes really. Maybe you can see that even though you relax, but nothing changes, you still observe your thoughts without even trying. If that happens, it's good. Okay. Would anyone like to share your experience of exploring thoughts, investigating thoughts? If someone would like to share the experience, please, you have a virtual blue hand on your control panel of Zoom. You know, in my childhood, Russian people know this very well, but we had a popular collection of fairy tales. Yeah? And one of the Russian fairy tales was about some well, you know, well with water that sometimes you build in your yard. You have a big well, and in that well there was a blue lady living, and that blue lady had very, very long hands. And this is like a horror fairy tale, not a really fairy tale, but horror tale. And most tales are horror tales, in fact. And then she was spreading her hands and her arms, and they were very, very long for many meters, and she would grab you and take you to that well. Yeah, so it was one of the most terrible fairy tales in my childhood. And usually when I was reading that book, and I loved reading, and I was reading books over and over, but with that book, also there was a picture there. I was always just moving pages very fast. I didn't want to read it, but you know, already once I read it, that was enough. You cannot unread it anymore. Only if you meet Mr. Alzheimer, then you can be happy, yeah? But before that, you cannot unsee that. And so it was, for me, it was even more terrible than these fairy tales by Anderson, this Danish tale writer. Yeah. So, and now in Zoom, you have this blue hand. You raise your blue hand when you want to say something. So I feel re-traumatized. Almost, not completely, almost. So if you want to re-traumatize me, please, I enjoy it. Please raise your virtual blue hand and say something how you deal with your thoughts. Sorry. Well, I appreciate your unwillingness not to hurt me, but I want to be hurt. Maybe I feel masochistic today, no? So please, somebody, help me. Raise your blue hand. Yes, Peter is always ready to help. Yeah, Peter. Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
I thought you will choose me.
Oh, but you were the only one to raise your hand so far.
I don't raise my hand.
But I'm sorry, but there is already.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
it's
problem.
there.
Yeah. It was a good experience for me. Firstly, I observed my thoughts then take me, and when I observed I'm tagged by thoughts, I do just we do in last session. I concentrated the feeling that take me the thoughts and let it and I let it go, and it was good because after was maybe this nothing, or I don't know, and arise something new, and after for maybe 5 minutes after when we started, I started feeling that arriving one thoughts, and I don't have to check it exactly. It's arising and disappearing, and this is like a river, maybe, or a little river, because I'm tired a little bit. It's morning, and my thoughts it's very slowly coming.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is my experience.
Good. Thank you. Okay, Piotr?
Hello. I found that in this kind of guided situation, the thoughts are revealing any nature that you can think of, or you hear from you, for example.
Yeah.
When you say that these thoughts might be continuous, they are. And when I think that they might be a discrete, they appear like that. So actually any input in this situation, more or less relaxed situation, creates this possibility and shows you. And after some time, well, it's a fact. And after some time, you just don't care about the qualities or nature of these things that appear to you. They just appear and disappear and so on. So finally, this comes down, and the interest to the peculiarity of the thoughts disappears also. That's it.
Yeah, good. Very good observation. Yeah. How you see the way you see them, this is how you perceive them. What you expect is exactly what you get. Yeah.
Just like in the real world, if you don't
Yes.
have it in concept, you can't see that. And
Yeah.
this situation is reversed. When you hear something, you get the concept, you immediately see this
Yes.
as existing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's why social media are blocking everything which is supporting Trump and promote everything which is supporting Biden. Yeah.
And
To make
other
an
things.
impression. To make an impression, yeah, you know, because we are very, I would say, we are subjects of what appears to our minds. So what you show, what is shown to our minds, then it seems real to us. Yeah. And then what we expect to see, then we see it. Yeah? And particularly with thoughts. So maybe you could notice when you were checking your thoughts here and there, in the head or in the heart, yeah? Then you could see, you look there and then you find your thoughts appearing there. Yeah? Did you have this experience? You try
Actually,
to check on the right and then you discover your thoughts on the right. You check on the left and you discover your thoughts on the left, no?
It's just like reading medical manual. You
Yes.
immediately find any symptom you read about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like in a bad joke about a boatsman on a ship. And yeah, in the evening they had a very good party, but in the morning the boatsman, and they were in some harbor, and of course they invited some ladies from the harbor, they drank not just octopus beer, like Glenn is drinking this today, but they drank real things for real men. And then in the morning, the boatsman is coming to the deck and trying to look this way or east or west, and says, but everywhere it's foggy everywhere. And then some of the sailor says, well, boatsman, please take off the condom of your head. Yeah. So, of course, you have a condom on your head, then every direction you look, you see, you feel like a little bit foggy. Yeah. So with thoughts, it's like this. Okay, then we also ask Ilya. Just a second, I make some adjustments. Yeah, Ilya, you can turn on your sound.
Sorry, now I can hear you with my English. So at the beginning of the practice, it was a little tricky just to notice the thoughts. But then after some time, it's become a familiar process. And what I find is that the more different characteristics of the thoughts I'm trying to notice in practice, the less concrete thoughts become, and then it becomes like just an unfolding motion of it becomes totally unconcrete, just like motion. It's the more this is that word. And while you're experiencing this motion, if you get tied to some characteristics again, then the notice is you can see the thought, and you're always between these two between two modes, yes, between the mode of just motion and the concrete thought. So just like that.
Ah, okay, good. Yeah. So whatever experience you have, there is no right experience or wrong experience. I'm always saying this, and this corresponds to the Dzogchen teaching. There is no wrong experience, and the thought is an experience, and everything related to a thought is an experience. There can be wrong opinion if you are conditioned by that, but even whatever opinion it is, if you consider opinion just as a phenomena that appears in our condition, then even opinion can be never wrong. Nothing is wrong. So experience is just an experience, you know? Oh. It's always good. That's why we call it, it's Samanta Bhadra, always good. So the experience is always good. Okay, thank you, Ilya. Rosella, you wanted to say something. Yeah?
So it was a good experience. Ciao, first of all.
Ciao.
And for me, I was not, when you were saying it comes from the right, from the rear, I was not influenced by that. When you started asking whether thoughts had a direction, I actually noticed that the thought that was appearing in that moment was coming from, was on the left. And I never thought about that. And then I continued observing their position, but the only thing I noticed was that when a thought was words, I would perceive it in my mouth, where I normally say things. And then I started thinking, is this thought words, a sentence, or a vision? And I asked myself, do thoughts need to be spoken or seen? Cannot be shared. What if I were mute and blind? What are thoughts in that mind? And I started, and I felt the curiosity raising about this. And I thought, well, thoughts, we have them, I have them, because this curiosity is a thought. I need thoughts to survive, possibly. This is what the mind uses them for, to plan, to project, to share, and I was for a while sort of suspended in that increased awareness of myself, trying to understand. And I was completely thoughtless. I was just trying to understand. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It was interesting. That's
yeah,
it.
Of course. We cannot understand, thank you. We cannot understand a thought with a thought, basically. No. Usually things we understand, we try to understand them in a thought. So first we need a thought, then of course we need to express this thought, we need to express it as an image, or we can express it as a movement, like a gesture, or we can express it orally, right? Like in a sound. So these are like most popular ways of expressing our thoughts. with a movement or gesture on a level of the body, or with the sound on the level of voice, or something visual, yeah, the level of vision. But this is expression. And then when we understand something, we try to fix it with something. We try to to make it monumental, yeah, to remember. But it's just a reminder. It's not really an expression of something that we understood. But if you're trying to do the same with a thought, then the thought with which we are judging the first thought is replacing the first thought. Yeah? So we cannot, they are interfering. So we cannot really understand a thought with another thought. Of course, we can talk about thoughts like we are talking now, and we can develop concepts. But the point is that if you are trying to understand something, we are used to apply thought to understand something. I say, oh, I had a thought that made me understand something. Yeah, this is how it happens. Yeah? This eureka moment. We have a thought that helps me to understand something. Yeah? And then I have a feeling I understood. But with the thought, this doesn't work. So for understanding thoughts, we need a non-thought state, which looks contradictory on the first sight. It looks contradictory, but it is not, because the thought and the non-thought state can be at the same moment. And what we are applying for understanding thoughts is awareness, non-thinking awareness, which understands thoughts without thinking. And when we cannot think about something, then nothing is definite, because our thoughts make things definite. Yeah, definition, and define it, finite. We make thoughts limited. Yeah? Because finite means limited. Yeah? We define, put limits on thought, on something, on phenomena, with our thoughts, with our definitions. But for understanding thoughts, we need awareness. And this awareness is a kind of not knowing. That is knowing things directly without knowing them. Okay. Then even, for example, if you try with white eye is a thought. Yeah? And when you are trying to check if you are feeling you are being this white R, or you're looking at this white R, how do you feel? Yeah. One moment maybe you're being, one moment maybe you're looking. Yeah. But just knowing with our awareness, knowing, being aware of this white R present, of ourselves being present as white R. In this way, we remain in Guru Yoga, and there is no knowing. There is no knowing, oh, I'm doing white R. There is nothing to do there. Okay, let's try to apply Guru Yoga once again with this awareness of not knowing things. And you know, white R, that's exactly how Peter said, yeah? That whatever I was saying, it happens, yeah? Because we understand the meaning, and whatever I'm saying, then it happens to your perception, to your mental perception. Like, you know, don't think about white monkey, yeah? Please, don't imagine white monkey. See, what happens? And then white R, I'm saying white R. You don't even need an effort for imagining white R, but just listening, and because you understand the meaning of words, that I'm saying that white R is appearing to us. So white R, in the center. We are white R in the center. You don't really need an effort to imagine this, to concentrate on this. It just happens. Because I'm saying this. I'm saying this, and this happens to you. And there is no effort here. So with this white R, we just make a sound, and we remain as white R, relaxed. Okay. Okay. So we can be in this presence without effort. So it's nice when somebody is doing your job, no? I should confess, maybe some people will no longer shake my hand after this, after what I say. I should confess, I had a psychotherapeutic session. Just because one guy proposed to do that for free, and that particular system he was representing, I'm excusing myself, but the system that he was representing was recommended by a person that I respect very much. And I said, why don't I try? And it was a kind of working with emotions, basically, and imagery. And it was something that I was doing myself for many years, and something that I discovered when I was like in my early 20s. I discovered this principle of working with emotions. And but he was doing that for me. And that was a very interesting experience. I wouldn't say that was something special for me, and I discovered some dramatic things that were hidden from me. No, but I felt, you know, like when you're driving a car and you're on the driver's seat and you're driving across beautiful places, like, well, those who live in Italy, they know it for sure. That like you're driving in Tuscany, but you cannot really enjoy the Tuscany because the roads are winding and dangerous and narrow, etc. And you really have to be present with the road while your passengers are enjoying so much all these beautiful views of Tuscany, of France, or definitely there are more beautiful places all over the world, etc. Yeah. So you know the difference of driving in a driver's seat when you control things, yeah? And when you can just enjoy. And during that session, I enjoyed very much because I didn't have to control anything. I just controlled my presence. And I didn't allow my presence to run away somewhere, but I didn't need to direct my presence to something. The guy was directing that for me. it was such a joy, it was such a relief, and I discovered very fine nuances of my emotions, of my experiences. I discovered different kinds of archetypal things in my memory, in my condition, etc., which was very difficult for me to do myself because of necessity to control things. Yeah, because he was in the driver's seat, and I enjoyed it very much. Yeah, that was a good experience. And then I asked him his experience, and he said that for him this session was unusual because I had so much presence that he did not have to bring me back. You know, like patients, when he was guiding them, they were always running away somewhere and running away into like memories or thoughts or distractions or sensations or whatever. But with me, it did not happen. I was staying right where he was putting me. So for him, it was also an interesting and unusual experience to do like this. So, and what I want to stress with this example is that when we relax, things happen by themselves if we set perfect conditions for that. So when we have perfect conditions for the teaching, the teacher, time and place and students, the things happen by themselves. And particularly when we are relaxed. I also want to share one experience. I think I told it already, but I repeat it. One of the strongest experiences I had with Rinpoche, and it was not during like a formal initiation or something like this, but we were in Margarita Island, and it was the very first season in Margarita Island. And we were just about 30 people hanging around after the very first teacher's training, and there were not so many people, not yet hundreds of people coming. We spent every day we were together with Rinpoche, or playing bakchan, or swimming in the sea, etc. It was very nice time, just about 30 people there. And every day we would go into the sea and we would swim for like 20 minutes. We swim into the ocean, and then we lie down on the surface of the water, and we're singing the song of the Vajra, just relaxing, and then we swim back. And I have one characteristic that which tells me I'm not shit, you know. In many respects, I cannot really recognize the difference, but this is very clear because I don't float. You see? I don't mean that everyone who floats is shit, no, but at least shit is supposed to float. I don't. Yeah. Somehow the constitutional complexion of my body is like heavy, and I don't float. My ass is always drowning. I was trying all possible tricks people were trying to teach me with that. All possible tricks, yeah? And sometimes I was skinny, sometimes I was more like weight, etc. Doesn't matter. My ass is drowning, yeah? There is no way to change it. So I cannot relax, even in salty water, even in Caribbean, in the ocean, I cannot relax floating on water, yeah? So there is like a small satisfaction that I'm not shit, but I cannot relax still. Maybe it's better to be shit from time to time, yeah? Then at least you can float and relax. So for me, it was not a relaxing experience. It was a tiring experience. And then again, we were swimming back for another 20 minutes. So for me, 1 hour of swimming is tiring. It was, even when I was young. Now it would be easier. I would just drown and that finished, yeah. So I would be totally exhausted when we come back. And then there were fishermen boats there. And there was a nice boat called Arimakoa, and actually that was a place there. And we were usually not everyone survived. So basically we were like 7 or 8 or 10 people, and we would come to this boat and hang. You know, we are in the water and just hanging on this boat like this, together with Rinpoche. And then once we were hanging like this, and of course I was tired, and Rinpoche was telling some story like a fairy tale. And he was telling a story about like ocean and like Naga Queen is coming, etc., etc. And I was listening very much. And I was absolutely tired. And I could see everything that what Rinpoche was saying. You know, like you are a child and you are in your bed with your eyes closed, and then your mother or your father are reading you a fairy tale, and you see all of that. So I was seeing all of that really, like very, very clearly, vividly. I was in that ocean, and that Naga Queen was coming, etc., etc. And then something woke me up, you know, because people were laughing. And then I opened my eyes and they were laughing at me. Yeah. Because of course my head, I dropped my head like I don't know how I look, but probably in general I look funny, but that was probably still more funny. Yeah. So, and everyone was laughing and waking me up. But Rinpoche was very happy. Yeah, he liked very much because I was totally relaxed and I could be in that dimension that he was describing, you know, easily, without any kind of effort. See, so this is very important, and this is not similar when we come to Gompa and then we are stressed by importance of the moment, you know. We come, this is Goma Devi initiation. This is a very special, very precious teaching received in a very special way, and only 75 people can attend at one time. I shouldn't miss anything, yeah? And then we are so stressed in this situation, and we don't let things happen, yeah? So instead of being relaxed and enjoying that, and maybe doing something wrong, okay, maybe you do something wrong, but we are not allowing the meaning enter into us and just be there, just feel it. Maybe we feel some vibration, but vibration comes very much from expectations. Expectations really create vibration. And if you have, like, for example, in some initiation, we can have 1,000 people, and it the magnitude multiplies, you know, and we feel it, and we feel it's that. But we are not relaxed. We can be quite stressed in this situation. So it's much better to be relaxed when we don't feel anything special is happening. Because when we feel something important is happening, we are stressed. Yeah? So not neglecting, but not being stressed about importance. And this is a kind of a middle way. So in this way, some things can happen, and it's like awareness is talking to awareness. Not awareness is talking, somebody is talking to mind, that it goes being processed in mind and enters us. No. But directly. So now let's try to look at thoughts. Not just explore in general, but pick some thought. Yeah. Pick a thought that appears. Try to look at it. Try to look at this particular thought that appears and discover where it is. So if another thought is coming, just look at it. And trace it. Track it. As if you were buying something at Amazon and then you are tracking your package, tracking your delivery. So try to track your thought. Then another thought appears and you track it. Okay, that's enough. So anybody wants to re-traumatize me? Raise a blue hand. I feel it's just getting out of the screen and trying to grab my throat. Yeah, feel. That's not exactly the blue one, it's a yellow
We don't have a blue one.
It will do. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, I just want to say that generally, through the number of retreats we've done with you this year, it's been a major shift for me, because I've been in the community a long time, but I realize I've been doing Dzogchen between the years. And things you've said, like, you know, being centered, doing the white R from the heart center, not looking like a CCTV, or feeling the vibration going out to sort of infinity, just sensing the vibration, or having a sense of your body. These things have really helped me to just practice in a kind of whole body way, embody my whole being. Whereas before I never realized how much I was in my head. Anyway, just that's the first thing. But with regard to this exercise, I find I can't find where thoughts come from. I don't know where they are when they're here, and I don't know where they go. But the more I look at them, they just disappear. But the thing I just wanted to mention, I have this sense of amnesia. You know, I'm almost aware that they're disappearing, and I'm aware that I knew what they were, but I have this transition phase of like amnesia, and I was just wondering if you had ever experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Yeah. Good. That's important, because really, so many of us, we spend so much time mentally just in some picture that our mind creates about the teaching. We have a kind of a map, mental map about the teaching, and we place a projected image of ourselves into that map. And then we are moving that, and we feel that this is our spiritual journey. But it's all mental. It doesn't work like this. It's like playing a video game in a way. You know, when we are playing a video game, then we can feel joy, we can feel frustration with the video game when we are playing. When I was in my 20s, and we had a kind of a delayed childhood in the Soviet Union, because we did not have all these video games when we were young, you know. We had them with a delay. So I got this 8-bit video game device when I was way over 20, like 22 or something like this. But I still enjoy it. And the game that I enjoyed the most, it was, I think it was a Japanese game called Castle Excellent. It was about like a labyrinth 10 by 10. And in each room, you had to solve some problem of combinatorical nature. Yeah. And sometimes you die there. Sometimes you success, and maybe you go under the water, etc. And actually, it was one of the best games I ever played in my life. I loved it so much. And I was so frustrated and disappointed when it finished, because I went through all 100 and I solved all 100 problems, and there was no continuation. And I was quite disappointed by that. But it was all game happening on a screen, and I felt like being there. You know? So also with the teaching, it is like this. We feel we understand something, but it is not embodied. And when it's not embodied, it's mental, and it does not have value, because we live in our body. Yeah, we really live in our body. Instead, we live in our minds. Yeah, good. Very good you had this experience, really. And this is a strange thing, because Chogyal Namkha Norpa was always talking about these things. being connected with the body, like body, voice, and mind, body, voice, and mind. He's been always saying this, no? Body, voice, and mind, body, voice, and mind. But this body, voice, and mind is mostly in our minds. Yeah. You know, instead of having body, voice, and mind, we have mind and we have a little body, little voice, and little mind in our mind. Yeah. Something like this. Little head. Yeah. Whatever it means. So not everyone knows American slang, fortunately. So anyway, good. So I saw some other hand, but it disappeared. Somebody wanted to traumatize me. Yes, Peter, please turn on your sound.
Okay, it was very interesting because now I want to see exactly where is the direction, where I'm taken by thoughts. That is, my plan was I was taken by thoughts, and I want to see what is happening. This is very very interesting because when I look for this where I go. If I want to see in front, I see front. I want to see behind, I see behind. I see everywhere. And after I understand this everywhere, in everywhere is disappear when I want to see. And it's very, very similar what I doing with when I seeing a film, a movie. I want to. I see this rule in the film very well. I'm incarnating in this, and after I want to do this relaxation, and it's very. I understand now. It's with everything, every thought you can incarnating in this thought, or I hear you. I can incarnating your story. And now I understand when I do it, I want to do it very much. It's everything. It's disappear, and I'm incarnating this disappear. This there is nothing, and it's no problem when coming other picture or smell or things or everything in my head. It's just like. When you go above the clouds, you are there, and you see these clouds, and this is your thoughts. But first time I feel that that if I in the air, I'm very usually I'm very not comfortable. Oh, what is it? What is it? And after I understand now, this is if I incarnating in this space, I'm the space. It's very comfortable. It's like you know, Adrian Hotel a few days ago, Gingy Lob. What is mean? And this is a gene. This is a you know, this bless.
Gift, yeah.
A gift, and I understand now. This is the gift, and it's every time is there. You are have to incarnating. You are incarnating there, not to the thoughts, something like this. And I understand intellectually now, and I feel that, and it's very, very, very good.
Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now we have a holy being, Saint André de Moijancul. Andrew, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Hi. I was thinking when you look at thoughts and you look at from where thought appears, there's this mystery. You just have no idea. The thought is there, it controls your whole being all of a sudden. It's like instantaneous. It's very mysterious. And I think that maybe, I don't know if it's because we're Westerners, but we have a lot of difficulty with mystery and handing over something or trusting mystery. And when you talked about your experience of psychoanalysis, of not being in the driver's seat, so it's like a combination of two things which are very difficult for us. First, to acknowledge mystery, that there's a shitload of stuff we don't know. And even that is not a very good definition of mystery. It's just when I look at where thoughts come from, I just have no thoughts.
Yeah. It's like votes for Biden. Nobody knows where they come from.
Yes, but this happens to me before midnight. And then the other thing is, I thought it was very interesting when you said, I'm not in the driver's seat. That this idea of handing, all I have to do is be aware, you said. So I look at thoughts, I find this mystery shit, I don't know what it is, and I hand the power over to it, and stuff continues to manifest in front of me, computers, windows, sunshine, all of this. And instead of asking me to handle it, I just leave it over to a mystery. I don't know what to name it. It's not Samantabhadra, it's not Guru, it's something that I have no name for.
Yeah. The thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the thing.
Yeah, this, but more comfortable than Stephen King.
Yeah. I meant that. Yeah. Yeah, but actually, you're talking. It's not two things you're talking about. It's the same thing. It's control. Because mystery is something we can't control. That's why we hate mystery in a real sense. And we want to disclose mystery because we want to control it. We want to make things definite.
Maybe also that's why we hate God.
We hate what?
God.
God?
Yeah, God, G-O-D, dog spelled backwards.
Yeah.
Because it's basically an entity which we have defined as being an entity we cannot control.
Yeah, and not being able to control. I mean, our survival depends on control. This is actually an urge to survive, trying to control everything, trying to know everything, because our mind is a tool for our survival, yeah? And our mind is trying to predict things, to control things, to predict things, to survive, to know where is food, where is danger, and where we can make children to continue. Yeah. So this is the function of our mind, to control, to control, to control. And mystery is something we cannot control. That's why we are trying to disclose a mystery and to put this mystery into thoughts and then into words or images or like infographics, something like this. Yeah. And what we apply in Dzogchen teaching is a total lack of control in a way. This is a different kind of control. This is a control of, not even a control of knowing things instead of trying to rule them or govern them. There is a general idea of control, means like governing. There is more elaborate, more fine idea of control, like just knowing what happens, no? More or less like we have it in Zen, yeah, very much. We just let thoughts flow. It's like when you have a skillful shepherd, and then you just let your cows go here and there, but you just keep an eye on them. Not trying to tie them up, not trying to guide them, but let them eat, but keeping an eye on what's happening. But this is not even this kind of a control. This is like a control of the highest order, which basically means no control at all, not trying to interfere into anything. This is contemplation. And this is knowing without knowing. This is the mystery, and we are not struggling to resolve this mystery, to understand this mystery. And then this is just the thing. Yeah, that's it. And in Tibetan, like sometimes we say the essence, but the essence sounds already we give importance to that. And importance is another kind of labeling. When you say the essence, now I explain the essence. Yeah, well, that's good. But we already feel stressed when now we will get the essence. So the mystery will no longer be there. We'll discover it, will clear up. Yeah. But this is just the thing. The thing is, that's what we can say. Yeah. And then we just, just being comfortably numb,
Yeah.
Hello, is there anyone in there?
Employed.
Yeah, okay, good. Karina.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Igor. Hi everyone. Yeah, just a second. Put down my camera just to be sure that I'm getting it right. Because we're
Cannot be sure.
Yeah, we can be sure. That's for sure.
That's the problem. That's the problem. We want to be sure we are getting that right. That's the biggest problem that we face.
I'm always overthinking. You know me. I need to understand. And we say that our feelings and thoughts are interdependent, right? And you were talking about experiencing this authentic experience of practice or presence. Does it mean that at the same time, well, maybe I'm too far in my thinking of that, I don't know yet, but do we need to realize at the very moment, at the same time, to embody everything, the experience? Do we need to realize at the same time the thoughts?
What do you feel now? What do you feel now? What do you feel in your body now?
I feel relaxed. Oh, well,
no,
yeah.
you cannot feel relaxed. Yeah, this is how you explain. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Yeah, but this is how you are talking now. And then I'm saying, how do you feel your body? Then I'm relaxed, and this is true. But this is not relaxed.
Yeah, because I don't understand. Yeah, because I want to find out whether I get it right. How to get to this authentic experience of of the practice.
Yeah,
whether we should realize at the same moment the feelings that we are having in our body, whether our emotions and the thoughts at the same time. And the question I'm asking myself, are the feelings and emotions are considered other thoughts or not really?
This is just a matter of words, but you look, who is worried now about this? Who is worried about knowing these things? You just notice this worry that happens. Yeah?
Okay.
Screw it.
Yeah, right. Well, yes, Kurt.
Yeah. exercise is just like having a whiteboard and putting things there, or blackboard, and you're putting different things here, and I'm trying to understand how this is connected. Is this it? Like this, you know, follow my hands, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what we are trying to, but then we discover we are trying to do this, and that's okay. We don't need to do like this, yeah, to our mind. Stop it. No. We just notice it's happening there. And this is a moment of separation from the mind. Being separated from mental, from being totally mental. This is the moment when you feel your body.
All right. All right. I think I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. Okay. So now we continue, and we try. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have enough. I'm an octopus, so I have eight hands, but I don't have 2 heads. I see that somebody is saying something in the chat, but I don't have enough resources to to read all that and talk at the same time. It's too much for today. Maybe next time. But today one of my 2 brains is not working properly. I have to fix it a little bit. You know, when I was in China and I was studying Qigong in China, and I live in the community of Qigong practitioners, and you know, what we have a consideration of miracle, yeah? You know, getting things from nowhere, from the air, and you have things in your palm, this is considered a miracle. Or moving someone without touching, yeah? You do something with your hands and the person 1 meter in front of you starts to move and reacting like if you were moving. Or doing some other things, we consider this miracle, yeah? And these people, they lived in this situation. They live, you know, they're doing qigong. There was a very good teacher, qigong master, and that was an everyday reality, you know, ordinary reality. Every day, some kind of miracle, you know, something like this. So for them, it was like something ordinary. But then I went to a drugstore. I needed some medicine. And the daughter of my master, she took me to a drugstore, and I bought 4 things, and I calculated the total of 4 things faster than this shop assistant. She was using a calculator, and she was calculating, and I did it faster, and I said it in Chinese. And that was a miracle. And then the daughter of my master, she told everyone about this. And then they were discussing that for 2 weeks, you know. For them, that was a miracle. That was a mystery. And then they gave me a name, Igor double brain. No. But now one of them is no longer functioning. So you see, this is the difference of considering something a miracle, yeah. Something what we come to the East, and we feel, oh, we want this miracle, that miracles, like Alexander David Neil was writing, and we are inspired by all these kind of things, and we find, etc. But these people, they live in that situation. For them, this is something ordinary, yeah. And then when you can calculate a few 3 or 4 4-digit numbers, 3, 4-digit numbers, and you make a total of them in a few seconds, this is a real miracle. Yeah. See? Okay. That's why more Chinese are entering Western universities than Westerners enter Chinese monasteries or Tibetan monasteries. More miracle. We have more miracle. Okay. So let's try to work with our concentration now, because this is actually how we live. We live in a concentrated state. Peter was saying, I remember something, Peter was saying about watching movies, yeah? And I just wanted to say that the most interesting moment in any kind of movie, the most interesting moment is, you know what is the most interesting moment? I make a little atmosphere of a mystery, yeah? Yeah. The most interesting moment in every single movie that we are watching, what is that? Dramatic pause. Yeah. This is the moment when we transfer from our seat into the screen. This is the most interesting moment, because if this moment does not happen, we turn off the movie or we leave the movie theater. Yeah. This is the most interesting moment, the moment of interest. Yeah? And this is how we enter the vision. And we learn it, we discover it through practice of Samzin. So maybe in some other session, we will do this. Now we try to concentrate and choose whatever object you choose is fine. And you try to concentrate completely there. Like choose something like this. And you try to not just to see it, but you also try to hear from it. Try to smell from here. Yeah. Even if you're tasting a little bit, you know, like if you're a child, or maybe you're diabetic, yeah, and you see a very nice cake, something sweet and very nice you like very much, and you are salivating in your mouth, and it's like you're almost touching it with your tongue. So something like this, but you cannot, you're not allowed. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a distance, but you can feel it somehow, like touching, like something like also you see something very, very attractive, and it's like you're grabbing something without touching, without really moving. So this object, so try to sense it with all your senses, really being there, like almost like making a transfer there, and relax. So got completely into that point and relax. So do it a few times. So this is like the second highest degree of concentration which is possible for us. You know, which is because the highest one we never reach in this way. You know, the highest one, those who attended my classes, they know the highest possible concentration, the top of concentration which is available for humans. Yeah, it is when in another room somebody in low voice is discussing you, and you hear your name, you know they're talking about you, but you cannot hear a word of what they are saying. Yeah. And then you have the top concentration which is available for human beings. Yeah. Then you have a perfect samadhi, no breathing, nothing. Yeah. You know this. I'm sure everyone knows. Unless you live always by yourself. You know that. So we are talking now about the second highest level of concentration. But you can imagine that right in this point, they are talking about you. but then release. So do it like a shuttle. Few times, 3-5 times is enough. Okay, now relax. Okay, good. So how was your breathing when you were doing this? Did it interrupt? Just wave your hand if it did. Yeah, yeah. You can see that when we concentrate very sharply, very strongly, our breathing interrupts. That's why we cannot apply this for a long time. No? We'll suffocate. And people who are trying to insist in this way, they disturb their energy in this way. So this is not the way how we are doing when we are trying to develop one-pointed concentration. So what we apply now, we apply this concentration as if we are totally sensing with all 5 senses. We are sensing this object that we chose, that we had chosen. But we make a sound of ah to relax our breathing. So it's like, okay, we do, and then I tell something. Okay, now just relax without changing or modifying anything. Okay, good. And now we add some more. Now we try to make things more smooth. So to make things more smooth, it means that when we exhale and we control our breathing with sound, in the end, we should relax. So it just expires. Our breathing expires and our concentration also expires while our presence remains on an object, on a chosen object. So I try to explain it clearly. So first we concentrate, and this is something very strong. We concentrate and we balance this concentration with the sound, with making sound, making exhalation. So this exhalation does not allow us to be over concentrated. It's like a counterbalance. But still, we have some kind of effort in our breathing when we break through this concentration. We might feel that, maybe not for everyone, but you might feel that you are concentrated sharply, and with this sound of ah, you're like breaking through your concentration. It's not exactly correct. This can be an experience, but I mean, it's not exactly correct in terms of technique, not in terms of experience. So, but what should be there? This effort should diminish and relax in the end. And this means that we can hang in this moment of exhalation without inhaling immediately. Not because we blocked our breathing, but because the effort expired. It's like when we are doing complete breathing in Tantra yoga, it's like rocking on this swing, yeah? And we get suspended on one side, open hold, one suspension, then empty hold, another point of being suspended, not immediately going back, but being like hanging in the air, like on a swing, which is the nicest moment really, yeah? If you remember how we were like playing on this swing, yeah? Well, the nicest moment is the moment of non-gravity, when we are hanging in the air, yeah? And it is reached in the final point when all the effort expires and we have not changed the direction yet. Mathematically, it's just a moment, but experientially, it's more than a moment. There is some time we can be there in this experience, and then we go back, and then we go into another pole of this movement, yeah? And again, we are suspended in the air. So with the breathing, it's like it's the same. So the effort expires and we get suspended a little bit in empty hold, and then we go back and we get suspended in open hold, and then we get suspended in empty hold, and then naturally we change the direction and we go back. So this is like a swing, like a pendulum, like a perfect, or not perfect, but complicated, but pendulum. So something like this. So in this way, we expire. We let the effort expire, and we have a moment of suspension, not moment of blockage, but a suspension. In the final point before we breathe in. And then we can discover that, okay, I don't say what we discover. We'll do this and then we see if we discover or not. So what do? We apply this strong concentration, but we counterbalance it with the breathing, with exhalation, and with the sound ah, which helps us to control the breathing, to shape the breathing, and make it longer. Not because we want to make it longer with an effort, but just because we pull some kind of hindrance on for this flow, then it becomes longer. This is physics. Yeah, this is physics, just as simple as that. And then when it goes approaching the end, this exhalation is approaching the end, we are releasing the hold, both concentration and glottis. We are releasing the hold and we just get suspended. It's like, you know, like slowing down the car very, very gently. Not that we just, with the brakes, we interrupt, but very, very gently, the movement expires and we just remain. So if we can remain in this moment, relax, yeah, it means we applied the technique correctly. But our senses are still there. But we release the grasp. Yeah. Okay, let's try. With the sound of ah, or just with exhalation, but ah works better. With ah, it's easy to control the flow of air. Now we just relax. Okay. How was it? Anybody wants to re-traumatize me, to raise blue hand? And to share your experience?
Can I go? I don't have a blue hand.
Yeah, okay, Danny, okay. The hand is just fine, yeah.
Yeah. Well, very interesting. First, the concentration. I do concentrate and I see the figure and I notice my thoughts try to, like as if I live in two ways. One, I do make the effort and I do see and sense with clarity the figure. On the other hand, the thoughts are trying to take me to the usual way, as if I do it. And then when I stop breathing, it's a moment of freedom. It's like hanging around. I don't really have the words to describe it, but just leave it. And thoughts are coming, going, but just let go, and you're there. That's it.
Ah, good, good, good. Thank you.
I don't have a blue hand too.
Oh, definitely. You don't need. You don't need. You are Jewish. You don't need. No.
But it was really interesting because I was while concentrating on the flower which was brought to me now, and when I was at the peak of the non-breathing, stopping, that was, but still on the concentration on the object, I just became the object.
Yes.
I was inside, I was the object.
Yeah.
It was very strange experience.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah. Do you know how it's called officially?
No.
Samadhi.
Ah.
It's not something like a miraculous thing that never happens to ordinary mortals. No.
Good. Nothing special, in fact.
Nothing. But this is a normal function of our mind. You know, in Abhidharma, it's explained that samadhi, not in the sense how Rinpoche is explaining samadhi, like it's explained in Dzogchen. There is a different understanding of samadhi, like contemplation. But in Abhidharma, we don't have this kind of. We have samadhi is more like full absorption with an object, being fully absorbed with an object, and also like in yoga, there is this understanding. So in real sense, this function of being fully absorbed with an object, in Abhidharma, it's explained that this is a characteristic of every single moment of consciousness, or mind. So every single moment has this function of being totally absorbed with what is experienced. The problem is that we are jumping from one thing to another, but everything we are jumping to or we are jumping from, we are totally absorbed with that. Yeah. And in real sense, in Dzogchen, we are discovering this kind of thing. And we are discovering this principle of being absorbed and then moving to other thing, but absorption doesn't change. When we proceed in Semde from the first to the second yoga, and then we discover non-movement. Because in general, in yoga, they try to freeze these precious moments. But in Dzogchen, we just discover this capacity of our mind to be absorbed with whatever movement is appearing, and we remain in this kind of absorption, and this is also called samadhi, tingzin. But this is not a static tingzin, this is not a static samadhi. This is being totally with the movement, and then there is no movement. That's why it says that there is no movement, because you are the movement, then there is no movement for you. Yeah, good. Okay. Then what we try to do now, we try to apply this kind of concentration to a thought that appears, not to a sensory object, but to a thought that appears to us. So we somehow separate senses and mind. Yeah? Or we can say we separate mind and body. So we are not using senses, 5 senses here, which are related to our physical body, but we are using the sense organ of mind. But the concentration is the same. Yeah, you could notice there is no really difference whether you're concentrating with the ears, or you're concentrating with eyes, or you're concentrating with nose. Channel is different, concentration is the same. So we apply the same concentration we apply to a thought. And whatever thought appears, we concentrate sharply on it, and then it disappears. And we don't block our breathing. And then another thought appears, and we concentrate sharply for a moment on this thought, and it also disappears. And then we continue like this, alternating effort and relaxation, like a shuttle. Effort, relaxation, effort, relaxation. When the thought disappears, we are relaxing together with the thought. Now relax, just leaving everything as it is, without starting anything new. Okay. Just remain relaxed, present. Just enjoy your state. Okay, so now we do 9 minutes break. It's 11 after something, so at 20 after the same thing. We continue. Okay, so we continue. And again, we feel comfortable. We enjoy how we are sitting. So now when we watch thoughts, first, we will do Guru Yoga, and then we will be watching thoughts. And then when you watch thought and it disappears, you just relax in emptiness. You don't need to apply much effort, just as much as it takes for a thought to disappear. And then you relax. You don't find anything, and you relax in that. Then again, a thought appears. You direct your attention onto this thought. It disappears. You relax back into calm state. So it's like when a thought appears, you are throwing like this protuberance, like sun when during eclipse, the sun is covered by the moon disk. Yeah? And yeah, it's interesting actually that sun and moon, they are so different in size, but on a sky, they have the same size, more or less, yeah? The chances for that are very low, no? And they coincide, which also very low chances, yeah? Very low chances, it just happened by chance, yeah? So when sun disk, the shadow of a moon disk is covering the sun disk, then we have these protuberances, yeah? So it's like we throw this kind of protuberance onto the thought, and it disappears, and we relax back into our state. Or like a snake or a frog which is catching a fly, with its tongue, very fast. So we start with Guru Yoga, and then we relax for a while in the state of Guru Yoga. You remember that, embodied, feeling the vibration, relaxed, being present as are, not observing the are. So we remain for a while in this state, and then we catch thoughts. We observe thoughts, and when the thought disappears, we just relax back into the calm state. So whatever thought appears, observe it until it disappears, and relax into your state back. Okay, just relax. Okay, so would you like to share your experience? Somebody who hasn't shared yet? Please, just how was your experience before? How was your experience during the application of the method? And how was your experience after we applied it? If there was something to say, of course. Yeah, please, Francis. Turn on your mic, please.
Yeah, after our break, and I went downstairs and made a drink, and I think there was a feeling of a tiredness and a kind of pleasurable night, a pleasant feeling of relaxedness that I often find quite difficult to, even in non-stressful circumstances, to feel, and I have been like that for years. So yeah, and my initial kind of shyness about being visible, like this morning, or yeah, whatever time it is there, has kind of gone away a bit, and in just enjoying, really taking part, and just looking at the things on my desk without fixing on them, but and I think before, when I was trying to look for thoughts, I kind of started getting a bit of a headache, because I was sort of, I don't know, more effort into it or something. And now it's just more relaxed, so I can look around and see the things. There's a lot on my desk that I could stress about, but I wasn't really doing that just now. So that's
great.
okay.
Thank you. It's about relaxing, really. There is no need to apply this super effort, like for achieving something. We live in a culture of achievement. And in this culture of achievement, and then we are talking about spiritual achievement, and then it becomes a disaster, really, for our mentality, which is based on achievement, based on becoming better, and based on becoming the best. Yeah, and then we add this idea of achievement, spiritual achievement, and it becomes a disaster. So we should understand, we still, even though we say like there can be different West and there can be different East, but still there is a difference. There is a difference. There is a difference in the pace we live, yeah, somehow. And yeah, we don't need more stress. We have enough. Yeah, more than enough we have. And we don't need to be stressed by spiritual matters and spiritual achievements. So there should be some kind of this attitude, screw it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, Rinpoche was saying, I remember him saying a few times, he was saying that nothing matters. Yeah, nothing is important, he was saying. Even practice is not important. When we feel something important, then it becomes a stress. Then we have some kind of even surface, and then, wow, this something is arising. It's important. Important. It is mind that makes things important and not important. Yeah. And when we go beyond mind, then everything is equal. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, Lorraine.
Okay, first, thank you. It's really so helpful all the time, your course. I just want to share an experience during the moment of vacuity and light, I thought to Elio. And really, usually I did, when I dedicate, no, I try to send to, but just to think of him or other people who need in this moment. It was so pleasant. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also thinking of Elio, not immediately now, but before the break. And it's just, we don't need to do complicated things. Like yesterday, somebody asked me, sent me a message and asked me, but I want to dedicate merits from my practice to my father, for example. How I do that? Yeah, Elio is very sick. Elio is in medically induced coma and on ventilation. And she asked me, how can I do this? Do I need to do something special? And people are making things really complicated. And I said that don't need to do anything special. Just if you do something, relate to it in a way that you wish it can help this person. It's like, you know, when you give a medicine, when your like parent or your kid or your relative, they are in pain, and you give them a pill of like even simple pill of analgesic, something like to relieve the pain. But you don't need to do a special visualization or chant some special verses, etc. You just feel, I wish it helps. Yeah? You know this feeling? I wish it helps. That's it. Yeah. No need to do something complicated thing and like some kind of following some kind of protocol or procedure, you know, that correct way. No, I wish this helps. So if you want, we do practice, and I'm not very confident about idea of dedicating merits in this way, that there is some merit. It's like we have in our application, we can transfer money. So we hope this money gets transferred to that person. Not always happens, but we believe. So it's like this, our merits from on our bank account go to somebody else's account. I don't believe it happens like this. But through interconnection, yeah, we are interconnected with people that we know, with people that we met. And, you know, I don't want to sound like Deepak Chopra, talking about quantum leap or something like this, but there is a principle of quantum entanglement. It means that if like two particles were entangled, somehow they were engaged together, even though they separate and they go to the different sides of our universe, different ends of universe, still their condition is still reflecting each other. So in a way, in this way, we are connected. So if we change our condition and we have a kind of a thought, a presence of another person, probably this can help. Not sending like rays of goodness or something like this. Yeah. No, but feel this presence of this person in your condition and feel it helps. I wish it helps. Like if you were giving a pill in order for somebody to relieve their pain and something like this. Yeah, we can feel, and there is we shouldn't be conditioned by all these protocols and thinking how it is the correct way to do this. No, just being human. No, it's normal for us. No. No. So we can pause for a moment and feel like this. It's called doing our best. Yeah. We do something. We do. We apply something. We experience some good state, and with this state, we hope it helps. Oh. This is our best. This is called doing our best, because we cannot do much. We cannot really do much in this situation. You don't need to generate like artificial compassion to some beings that we don't know, or beings that we maybe even hate. No? But we can have a good feeling, and wish it helps. It's not like praying to Tara and saying, "Oh, Tara, please do something." You know, as Rinpoche was saying, Tara already knows, you don't need to tell her. So something like this, it's very strange that we ask some Almighty God or Tara, which is basically the same idea in this case. But what we can do, what can we govern, yeah? What can we control? You know, like Jesus was saying, yeah, cannot make a hair white or black. This is our limit of our control. We cannot make a hair white or black. Cannot do much. But we can have a good wish. At least we are somehow aware of our condition. If you think about somebody, this is a thought, no? But this is the way this person is present in our condition through kind of a mental representation, through kind of presence, yeah? But discover this is our state, this is presence, our presence, which manifests as a thought of this or that person. It's us. It's not like we are here and somebody is there, but all included, because we cannot go out of our condition. We can't leave it. We cannot go out. So whatever manifests, it's not manifesting on a screen, it's manifesting inside, in our presence. So we are just including, does not mean that it was outside and now we include or absorb. But we recognize it has always been our state, whatever is manifesting. And then we can hold that through interdependence, it can help. Help does not necessarily mean survive. So the idea that we cannot control something makes us suffer. When we are transferred into this big screen of our life, we find ourselves in the condition of suffering. Because there is life and death there. But this we cannot change. Life and death we cannot cancel. In Dzogchen teaching it is said that life and death is eternal life. Recognizing this still, we can wish, it can help. And this intention coming from recognition of our state, of being in our real nature, then it is very powerful. Because it's a kind of a prayer, invocation of Samantabhadra. It's not that we are invoking Samantabhadra, it means we are Samantabhadra. Wishing it helps. Being in our real nature and wishing it helps is the best thing, the most we can do. Okay, let's apply the method of Guru Yoga once again. And then remain in contemplation for a while. Okay, so let's realize what we did, what we applied, what we experienced, what we accumulated throughout this session. And what did we accumulate? We accumulated some kind of good experience. Huh? And we accumulated some kind of knowledge, some kind of wisdom, understanding. And this is not abstract thing. You can observe that through this session, you accumulated something, accumulated some wisdom, not some information, but some wisdom, some insight into your nature, into your condition. This is accumulated. You know? It should be, there should be some retention, shouldn't be lost. And some experiences that we had. Huh? Also, we accumulated experience, we accumulated some kind of skills. And may it remain with us and create a cause, may it help for others. Yeah, basically. What we accumulated. This is something concrete, not mental idea, but something very concrete, what we've accumulated. And may it help for others. What we've accumulated, may it help for others. And then we apply mantra. Because otherwise mantra, without this content, mantra is just, flopping the air. Om Dare Dare Bendare Swaha Jaya Jaya Siddhi Siddhi Pala Pala Ahasha Sa